Hey guys, welcome back to my channel, and in today's video is going to be another Final Fantasy XIV video, and it's going to be my impressions on the Monk, 4, and Walker. So for those who don't know, Monk has been reworked basically for this expansion. Basically, you know, they probably reworked, I would say about, I don't know, maybe like 40 to 50% of what Monk was. I mean, the built-in rotation is still there. Like if you've been playing Monk for ages like myself, who has tried to play Monk always at the highest level, you know, doing Savage and stuff like that. Obviously I don't get to do that all the time depending on what static I join in, but I do try my best to always try and play Monk, but it doesn't always happen. This time around, I guess my highest experience with Monk currently is actually clearing P3S. So I do know how to play the Monk, even though it might not look like it in this video because it's just a dungeon. I kind of just like zoned out. But in any case, I do know how to play it. Yeah, so my thoughts for it, let's get into that. So first and foremost, I think the biggest glaring difference is the lack of positionals in the current Monk. If you've been playing for ages, like previously on Monk, there's a lot of positionals. They basically remove like 80% of it or something like that. But anyway, at the end of the day, there's only 2 positionals for 2 skills. One is Demolish, which is still at the back, and then you got your Snap Punch, which is still on the flank. So those are the only positionals the Monk really needs to worry about right now, whereas previously, you know, me being an old player, I kind of have the muscle memory still, sometimes, you know, going back and forth between the back and the flank. So that's, I think, one of the biggest changes, where I guess it didn't really matter if you're an old player and like moving here and there, but you're still hitting your Snap Punch and Demolish. It won't affect you that much, but at least at the back of your head you should be like, okay, I don't really need to hit those other positionals, but I'm still getting the, you know, the potency, the highest potency possible, because there's no more positionals. Not gonna lie, I kind of miss the positionals. I do like it. It added a level of high risk, high reward sometimes, and it shows you have the skill to actually do something like that, right? I'm not saying the current Monk is less skillful in a way, because there's a different kind of management, right, with the current Monk and the previous Monk. The previous Monk, your management was more on your Grease Lightning and hitting those positionals. Whereas currently with the current Monk, it's basically managing your white and black chakra, beast chakra. I don't know. So we call it solar and lunar, right? So it's managing those, and basically you can only get those solar and lunar chakras basically by using perfect balance. Whereas previously perfect balance was more of like your way of the opener, and then you just kind of forget it under certain different patches, where sometimes, oh yeah, we can use perfect balance here to get a little bit more burst here and there, but essentially the perfect balance was just mainly used as an opener or to basically get yourself back to your highest Grease Lightning. Whereas right now it's very incorporated in your rotation. You know, to me, like I said, I miss the old Monk, but the current Monk is actually not too bad either. I don't dislike it at all. And I do enjoy still playing it. I mean, the core rotation is still there. There's just a little bit of different of management, like I said. And to be honest, I don't mind that one. Although I must say there's a lot of things that can stuff you up in terms of like your rotation. But it's also so much easier to just maybe, like, lose a little bit of potency here to get back to your own rhythm. I'm not saying that you should actually do that at the highest level, but if you can get away with it, why not play it as you see fit, as you feel more comfortable with it. There's just, yeah, to me there's a lot of ways that you can stuff up, but there's also a lot of ways to fix it. Unlike before, when you stuff up, you lose your grease lightning. It's gonna be hard to get back that grease lightning if you don't have perfect balance ready to go. That's why perfect balance are usually just, in the past, just used once in the opener and left alone unless you actually stuff up, right? Whereas now you don't have to worry about it. You always have grease lightning on. It's a trait now, and it's just a passive buff. So all you have to really do is use those perfect balance in order to get your lunar and solar chakras. So overall, I don't feel like monk is actually really bad because of the many ways that you can stuff up, because there's a lot of ways for you to fix it as well. And with continuous play, you get less and less faults, right? There's less mistakes. So for me, who plays it here and there, I do get a lot of mistakes until to the point where I get comfortable again. It takes me a little while, but I do get there. And I still enjoy playing it. It's a lot of fun. It's a different kind of management. And I think the devs did a magnificent job in actually reworking a job that is, like, since he's been here since 2.0, and changed it up and managed to find a good sweet spot for it. I also leveled monk from level 1 again. The leveling experience, I wouldn't say there's a lot of difference. Even though they gave chakras earlier, it's only really gave you Steel Peak, which you had previously. So the leveling experience for me, I just didn't find it any different. I thought I would, because I made a new character, and I actually stopped myself from leveling monk back in Shadowbringers, because I felt like I really want to experience what the new leveling experience is like for monk. And to be completely honest, it didn't feel any different. Even with the chakras, sure, you can charge it up, but at the early levels, all you had was Steel Peak, which was kind of the same back in 2.0. I don't think it changed much, to be honest with you. And what, you got Howling Fist later on, which you also had during around those levels. So I don't know what else to say about that. I think the only difference is, I think it was around level 60. Is that where you get your solar and lunar chakras? I think that's where things get a little bit different. But other than that, it still felt kind of the same. So I think I'll end the video right here, because I've actually talked more than I usually do in my impressions videos. But I think because monk has a special place in my heart, I kind of have a lot more things to say. But overall, like I said, I don't dislike what they've done. I actually kind of like it. I don't mind it at all. It does take a little while to get used to, especially if you're an older player who has played monk for a while. It might take a little bit of time for the adjustment, but I think you'll enjoy it once you get the hang of it. I think that's my big take on it. It just takes a little while for older players to get used to it, but it's still a fun job. I would highly recommend it. It is still one of the highest DPS jobs out there, and it is still requires a skillful player in order to you know, to push it to where it's at in terms of damage. So highly recommend it if you're someone who likes like high damage and which requires more work than usual. You're never gonna have a dull moment. Yeah, so overall, enjoy it. Big thumbs up for me. And yeah, let's end the video right here by letting you guys know to leave a like and subscribe if you haven't already. It does help the channel, and I would really appreciate it if you share this video as well. It does really help, guys. And of course, I want to hear you guys' thoughts regarding what Monk is right now. Currently in Endwalker. Let me know if you're enjoying it. Let me know if you like the old Monk better. Let me know down in the comments below. This is Monchkinz logging off. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next level.